Hey guys, what's up? So today I'll be reviewing iOS devices to see which iOS device is in fact the worst one ever released. Let's get into it. So here, well, I'm pretending this 5S is a 5C because the 5S is definitely not in the running for being the worst device ever. However, the 5C is in the running for being the worst iOS device ever. See, this is a regular iPhone 14, this is a 6 Plus, and this is an iPad mini 3. There are also a few others that are in the running that I don't have, such as the 7th generation iPod Touch. So, first of all, let's start with the iPhone 5C. And as I mentioned, I'm pretending this 5S is a 5C since I don't have a 5C. So the iPhone 5C is what I consider the worst iPhone ever because it was released alongside the 5S. And the 5S was only $100 more than the 5C, but it offered so much more, such as Touch ID and even a 64-bit processor. And also, unlike the 5C, the 5S actually has a premium build quality, while the 5C has a cheap build quality. So second of all is the iPhone 14 regular. It's infamous for being such a small upgrade over the iPhone 13. All it added was emergency satellite detection and some extra RAM. The processor stayed the same. This is the 6 Plus. This device was infamous for its horrible bend gate issues, and also the processor was not much better than the 5S's. And the iPad mini 3 is infamous for being just a copy of the mini 2, but all they added was Touch ID. The iPod Touch 7th generation was released about 4 years after the 6th generation, and all they did was improve the processor by 2 generations and increase the RAM to 2 gigabytes so that it could get a couple extra iOS updates. By then, the iPod Touch was already pretty useless to even exist, because you could get like an older iPhone for not too much more, or even a similar price off of eBay for about the cost of the 7th generation iPod Touch. The iPad 8th generation, especially the 32 gigabyte variant, was also a pretty bad iOS device. It's really the same thing as a 7th generation iPad with an A12 processor instead of an A10. And that 32 gigabyte variant is an absolute nightmare, especially on newer iOS versions. So, what do you think is the worst iOS device ever released? I think it might have to be the 5C. Well, this is the 5S that I'm pretending is a 5C for this video, since I don't have a 5C. Thanks for watching.